What's up, fam? It's your girl Q back at Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed to be a blessing. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel tonight. We'll go ahead and jump right into the recap of Insecure Season 5, final season, guys. Episode 5 entitled Surviving, okay? So, true Insecure fashion, it starts out pretty risque. Molly's with some random dude that she met, and they're like getting it in, and she's like doing the cowboy thing on his face. So I'll let y'all put that together. So anyway, after they finish that, she notices that she's got a notification on her phone. So she looks at her phone. Boom, 3 missed calls from her dad and her brothers, and she's like, "Well, what's going on?" So when she calls them, she finds out that her mother is in the hospital. So it's pretty sad. You know, her mom had a stroke, a very massive stroke. Apparently, her mom had had a stroke before and made their father not tell them. You know, she didn't want them to worry or whatever. So while being in the hospital and talking to the nurses, they realized that's how they found out that her mom had had a stroke before. So that's what's going on. You know, she's feeling really bad. She's in there with this really risque outfit, the same outfit she was having SE, you know what, with that guy, which was it was like this like halter type of shirt, or it was like a one piece kind of, because it had like the stomach out, and then it was attached to like a skirt piece that was really long but had a split all the way up the hip. Basically, this type of outfit, if you wear this, you cannot have any underwear on with it. Okay, so imagine Molly up in there with her cute little short new haircut. I don't know if I told y'all that in the last recap. She's got a really low cut, natural haircut. But anyway, she's up in the hospital with that outfit on and her little heels, sandals or whatever, looking all extremely sexy and worried about her mom. So, boom. They roll right into Issa and Nathan, which I remember last week when they left off, they made it official. You know, they're like, "I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend either." And so they start kissing. So boom, now they're together. I'm kind of happy though. I want Issa to have a fresh start. I mean, because the whole thing with Lawrence, the love is probably still there, but just trying to work around that whole baby mama situation. Which, watch to the end, because I'm going to update you on that as well. But anyway, so Issa's waking up with Nathan. Of course, she spent the night with him. He's bringing her coffee in bed, you know, treating her all like a queen and everything. And then he low-key goes to the dresser. He's got like a little pill bottle. He's like secretly trying to take his little pills. I don't think he was secretly doing it, because last week he did let her know that he was manic, which is what we call bipolar now. So I guess he just didn't want her to see him taking the medication. So I'm just glad the brother taking it, okay? So anyway, they're discussing what their days are about. And he's like, a couple of clients had canceled on him, and she didn't have anything to do like right at that moment. She did say that she had lunch planned with Molly for later on. So, you know, they're kind of like, "Well, maybe we should kind of like be together. Like, you want to hang out?" So she's like, "Well, let me call Molly, you know, see what's up if she still wants to go and eat for lunch later." And that's when she found out that Molly's mom was in a hospital. So boom, cuts right into Nathan taking Issa to the hospital to go be there for her friend, right? And so she gets there, and she's like, "Molly, what can I do?" And she's like, you know, Molly's telling her there's not really much you can do or whatever, but thank you just for being here. She's like, "Well, how about, you know, do you want me to go get you at least a change of clothes?" Because she's looking at Molly's outfit like, "Okay, girl." So Molly was like, "Oh, yeah, would you?" She was like, "Yeah, I'll do that for you." She was like, "As a matter of fact, do you want to just change outfits right now so you can have something to cover up on in while I go get you something else to wear?" So Molly's like, "Okay." So they go into a room, and they exchange outfits. So now Issa has on this black one piece with the stomach out and the hip, the split all the way up to the hip. And y'all know ISSARAE is a tall girl with some long legs, okay? Both of them look nice in the outfit, by the way. So Issa's walking out the hospital all looking all super sexy, and two of the I think it was a woman who was a patient, and one of the nurses are outside on the bench, and the patient might have been like a mental patient. She's like, "Oh, you look like a model." And Issa's like, "Oh, thank you." And then the nurse goes, "She's on medication." So that was kind of funny, you know, that quirkiness that they give you at Insecure. And so Nathan pulls up, he picks her up, and he's like trying hard not to ask, "What in the world do you have on?" So she let him know, "Hey, you know, I switched outfits with Molly, and now I just need to go to her house. We're going to get her something to wear. So he's like, okay, cool. And he's totally there for her. He's like, anything you need, I'm there for you. She's like, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to take up much of your day. And he's like, look, whatever you need, just call me. That's what a man's supposed to tell y'all. Okay. So anyway, they get to Molly's house, find out Molly's got a dog. Issa apparently forgot about the dog. So Nathan's like, he's going to have to like use the bathroom. He doesn't have any food or any water or anything. So she's like, well, he's a dog. He'll live. So he's like, no, we need to take the dog out for a walk so he can go, use the bathroom and stuff. So while they're out walking the dog, by the way, the dog's name is Flavor Flav. Cute little puppy too, little black dog. I don't know what kind of dog it is. Maybe like those little pudge face looking dogs, whatever. I'm not like, I don't know much about animals. But anyway, it was a cute little dog. So while they're just walking and talking and everything, the doggone dog gets out of the leash, y'all, and is gone, lost, okay? So now they're on a mission looking for the dog. And so Nate kind of let her know, hey, the dog might retrace his steps back home. That's usually what dogs do. And then he goes into this story about when he was a kid, how he and his brother lost a dog that they had gotten, and the dog retraced his steps back home. By the time they got home, the dog was at home waiting on them. So Issa's like, okay, cool. So anyway, in the meantime, her mother calls because Nathan and Issa both felt like, oh, wow, because of what Molly's going through. They're like, let me call my mom, so they reached out to their moms and was like, I love you, just letting their moms know that they love them and stuff like that. And so Issa's mom calls back on FaceTime, and guess who's playing her mother? My girl, Wendy Raquel Robinson. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, we are talking about none other than Tasha Mack from The Game. Okay? Shameless plug. Y'all know I do the Game recap. So they rebooted The Game on Paramount Plus on Thursday nights. Holla at your girl this Thursday. I'm going to have your recap for you. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop the next video. All right. So anyway, so she's like telling Issa how much she appreciate her leaving such a beautiful message and everything, and how, she really wanted to start spending more time with Issa. So Issa's like, yeah, Mom. So she's like, okay, well, yeah, I'm starting this Christian book club for the next 8 weeks. So every Sunday, what are you going to be doing? So Issa's like, she ain't hardly trying to do that. So anyway, her mom notices Issa keeps looking over to the side, and she's like, who you with? You keep looking at somebody. Who you with? So she's like, oh, Nathan. So her mom's like, hey, Nathan. So Nathan comes into the camera. He's like, hey, Miss D. And she's like, oh, so who are you? Are you my daughter's boyfriend? And he goes, yeah, I am. So Issa's like, at first Issa was like, no, Mom, no, don't be asking him that. And he was like, yeah, I am. So Issa was like, oh, shoot. So that was, I guess it was a nice feeling for Issa. I liked it too. I know she's feeling, going through with the whole Lawrence thing, and she's got something fresh and new. And Nathan is really into her. So anyway, boom, they meet over the FaceTime. Issa's like, okay, Mom, now we got to go. So they get back to the house, to Molly's home, which I don't know. Molly must live in like some type of penthouse or something like that, because they were like in the front of the building sitting on a bench. And here comes little Flavor Flav. He shows back up. And so Issa's like, dang, you were right. Oh, man. You're so patient with me. This is what she's telling Nathan. And she's like, you're so patient with me. That's why I love you. And he's like, looks over at her like, oh. And she's just looking at him like, oh, shoot, I can't believe I just said that. And so he just smiles and he goes in and give her a little peck. But, honey, he didn't say I love you, too. Now y'all know that's going to be an issue come next week or later in the season. We'll look out for that. So she just kind of was like, she didn't say anything. So, boom, they get back to the hospital. Issa has now, she's put on some different clothes. She's got on this bad Adidas sweatsuit. It's Molly's, of course, but it was nice, okay? And so, she's sitting in the room with Molly, and with her mom, and she's just talking and stuff. And then she's like, you know what? You want me to go get some coffee? Because, Molly's been up there all night and she's tired or whatever. And so Molly's like, yeah, that's fine. Thank you. So Issa's scrolling down the hospital hallways trying to go find some coffee. And lo and behold, guess who is in the hospital, y'all? Condola with the baby. So Issa's walking and she looks down and she's like, oh my God. So she kind of like scoots back to the side, like behind the wall, but she's looking. And she sees Condola with the baby, checking the baby in and stuff. And then all of a sudden, who pops up? Lawrence, honey. He was bending down, getting something out the stroller for the baby. And he pops up and he gives, I think it was like a pamper or whatever to Condola. And the whole time, Condola doesn't see Issa. And neither does Lawrence at first. But then at this point, Issa's like, like, I can't believe this. Like, this is right in my face now. And I know my heart just felt for her because, y'all, and I know, and too, how it is when you love somebody and then y'all break up and you see them with somebody else and you still love them. Especially in this situation, the reason why she can't go on with him is because of the whole Condola situation and having a baby with Condola. That's a lot for her. So I feel like she made the right decision to not be with him, to like help, heal herself to move on. But then seeing them, that's a lot. So while she's like a deer in headlights, so is Lawrence when he looks up and he sees her. And he didn't know what to do. He's kind of like, and he looks like at Condola. He's just like, Condola still doesn't see anything. She's playing with the baby or whatever. And so she and the baby go walking off to go into the see the doctor or whatever. And then Issa just kept walking. She walked on across the hall and then she stopped, on the other side of the wall. And she's just kind of like, oh my God, like trying to get it together. And then she kind of like turned a little bit, like she wanted to go back, but then she just turned back like, dang. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out next week and the next following. I guess it's going to be 5 more episodes to this final season. So that right there, that was pretty much tonight's recap and or Sunday night's recap. And forgive me too, y'all. I was a little bit late on it. Just a bit tired. Like I told you guys before, I work 2 jobs plus doing this, and this is a lot more work than I thought it was. But however, this is what I do to enjoy and relax, and I do it for you, and I hope you guys enjoy. So again, I'm your girl Q here at Blessed to Be a Blessing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Thank you to all of my subscribers I already have. God bless you all. I love you. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a blessed night. And again, remember, you reap what you sow, so you better sow some good. Good night, y'all.